Hello, this is Richard Jacob, Executive Director of the Finding Genius Foundation, also host of the Finding Genius podcast. Journey through the world of anxiety and depression continues. Unfortunately, last week I had my own unintended excursion to some depression and anxiety. I don't really want to describe all the details, but my youngest daughter had kind of a mental breakdown, and so all last week was incredibly tough. And it kind of put me into it put me into a state of anxiety and depression. Not too heavy, and I think I'm out of it and everything, but by being, one of the crowd for a week, I've learned even more about the situation. So again, mine was acute. It wasn't chronic. I'm not normally, suffering from depression and anxiety. Thank God. I know a lot of listeners are. So, I just have a little bit more empathy and compassion even than I did before now for your experiences. But here's something else that I learned from it. So during that week, my emotions were raw. I was like an exposed nerve, and I got much angrier than I should have been at certain situations. I got much more upset and sad about certain things than I normally would. All my emotions were amplified and heightened and more on a hair trigger. So I realized when people are having episodes of anxiety, depression, PTSD, whatever it may be, they are going to be in that state as well. So let's say you know somebody, or you are someone, again, that suffers, and you react to a situation and someone's telling you you're overreacting, or you know you're overreacting, it's understandable because you're in that state. And if you're dealing with someone that's in that state on a consistent basis or on a periodic basis, and you're aware of that all their emotions are going to be heightened and they're going to be incredibly sensitive to anything, any statement that could be construed incorrectly, etc., I just believe it may help, again, if you're in the situation yourself, to recognize what's going on and to counteract it somehow. Or if you know someone, you care about someone that's in that situation, to get more inside their head and to understand what's going on with them. So I found this to be a very useful insight. It's going to be added into the CODEX, and I wanted to let everyone know, like I said, every step of this journey that I go on, I'm taking you with me. So as I always do at the end, I ask you to go to findinggeniusfoundation.org. If you haven't yet, download the CODEX, which is a quick summary document of this effort that we're working on. And just to recap the effort, our goal, is to do a massive literature survey, literature meeting, videos from scholars, peer-reviewed papers, interviews with people that are depressed and anxious, every resource we can, authors of books on anxiety and depression and PTSD, put it all together and offer that as a low-cost or no-cost resource to people suffering and to people that know people that are suffering. In order to do this, I need help with funding. I'm funding this myself. I can't do the whole thing myself. The tab, as I've mentioned, is probably going to be about $500,000. So anything you can donate will be a tremendous help. $10, $20, $50, $1,000, whatever you do, go to findinggeniusfoundation.org and help out, please. And like I said, the ship is sailing. We're on the journey. I'm already learning tons about it. The researcher, we have ads out, and pretty shortly, I expect in the next couple weeks, we're going to have our first researcher on board to really kick this off and to start diving deep into the literature. And I wanted to keep you apprised on the progress. So thank you very much.